Hello everyone, how are you? Welcome to Astral. So, as I've been saying this on and off, that I want to start something related to astrology. So, today I thought that it might be a good day to start this. And today we are going to discuss about Sun and Saturn together in astrological perspective. Whether you follow Western astrology or sidereal astrology, Vedic astrology, or any other kind of system of astrology, Sun and Saturn are always seen as big taboo. You would never find the astrologer very comfortable talking about these two planets together in one aspect in your birth chart. If you have this, uh, people might scare you, but I'm going to tell you something about this on the positive side also, because I have this kind of placement in my birth chart and I have experienced both the positive and negative sides to a certain aspect. Maybe there's more to explore in my personal life, but I'm going to share what it is all about. So let's get started with it. So let's see what Sun is. Sun is your dignity, your ego, your overall persona. It is very interesting to see that the sun also represents your purpose of this incarnation. You have been doing something in your past life which was incomplete, or something which you did in your past life which was little incorrect, and you need to correct that right now. And that's the whole reason you were born, and sun denotes that. The placement of sun in your birth chart would denote that. And sometimes it does happen in a way that when you have your sun in a certain placement, you might feel very proud of those things because you have already done these things in your past life, right? So this is only just fine tuning that, rectifying it to move further on your soul's journey. So sun also rules your uh, fifth house to a certain level in the Kal Purusha's birth chart, because Sun is your fifth. Sun rules the sign of Leo, which is the fifth house. So you should always see what is happening in your fifth house and where Sun is placed and where Leo is placed. So these are three different things that you should see when you are studying the position of Sun in your birth chart. But nevertheless, what is fifth house? Fifth house is your past life karma, what you have gained, or what you have done wrongly, and how it is impacting you right now. So if you see the Bhavat Bhavam concept, fifth house is 10th from 8th house. 8th house is your past life, a house of rebirths, the reason why you have rebirth, and what kind of karmas you have done in your past life would be the 10th house from your 8th house, which is your fifth house. So that's what I'm trying to bring focus here, that sun brings you the purpose of your soul, because what you did in past life is getting uh, translated here in your birth chart through your position of sun. On the other hand, Saturn rules your 10th house and 11th house. You would, in the general Kalpurusha chart, 10th house is Capricorn, 11th house is Aquarius. These are two benefic houses. Like, if you don't place any planets there, and if you start from Aries, 10th and 11th house, 10th house is your house of your action, where you shine and where you prosper, and 11th house is what kind of benefits you're getting from others because of what the kind of actions or the way you are prospering in your 10th house. So it is a very benefic houses. So Saturn rules two benefic houses, but people always are scared of Saturn because If you go in ancient times and look at ancient texts, Saturn was never had this kind of reputation. It is more of the recent years the reputation has become uh, that Saturn has become a very negative planet. People look at it in a very negative way, but it's not like that at all. Its only thing is that the Saturn expects you to take your responsibilities. If you don't take your responsibilities, how will you shine in your 10th house? That's the whole thing that Saturn keeps you asking. And if you don't shine in your 10th house, how will you get all the benefits that you're supposed to get in the sign of Aquarius? So that's what Saturn is always training you at. And Saturn has a lot of patience. So Saturn would make you do things slowly and steadily towards achieving that goal. It will not drastically push you into a big responsibility. It will train you with a very small responsibility today, then it will increase the responsibility tomorrow. It will keep increasing the uh, size of your responsibilities every day as it comes. But if you not take the first responsibility, then after 10 days you will see that all the responsibilities have piled up and it looks huge. So the problem is not with Saturn. Problem is with the way we have structured ourselves in this society, that we don't want to take responsibilities. But that is a different issue. I don't want to debate on that, and I'll just move forward. If Sun and Saturn are aspecting each other, first of all, Sun is your past life, and who brings you from your past life to your present life is your father. Because of his contribution, of course, there is aspect of Moon also, your mother's contribution to give birth to you, but your father also played an equally important role to give birth to you. So today we are just focusing on the father. We would focus on mother in the next video. So your father has played an important role for you to come and incarnate in this life form. On the other hand, there is Saturn, who is the one who is actually giving you some kind of understanding of why you have come to this world and what you have done wrong in the past life. That's why we call Saturn as judge, and to teach you that, okay, this was the wrong approach in past life. Let's take some responsibility now, learn a few things, and move on to the next life for a better future. That's what Saturn is trying to do to you. So that's what they always say. Saturn is a judge, and Saturn is judging you karmically. But then now, when Sun and Saturn come together, that's how symbolically it happens. That the initial years in your life, it would be very stressful relationship between your father, who has helped you to incarnate in this world to fulfill your uh, duties in a way to correct yourself, whatever mistakes you have done in the past. And Saturn is giving you responsibilities to do new things, but then you start blaming your father to give why your father has given you birth. Somehow, it doesn't translate into that question in this worldly uh, living, but it translates in a way that you would always have this kind of tension between your father and yourself about ideologies. That your father would have a certain kind of expectation from you, you would have a different expectation from your father. It won't match up, and there would be tension. But Saturn is putting you through responsibilities, is slowing you down, and your Sun is having very high expectations from you, and you're not able to fulfill expectations. On the other hand, what is happening to you is that you also have certain kind of expectations from your father or son, which is to help you move forward in a comfortable pace to make your life comfortable. But the sun is like little impatient in that aspect, because sun is very highly focused and it has the tendency to burn, right? Sun has that heat element to it, the fire element to it, so it gives you that burning effect. That, and Saturn on the other hand is cold, so cold, and it doesn't work out in that way. So first half of the life, or first initial 20-25 years of life, that stress is quite evident in your life. But what happens after that? Saturn also represents eighth house, the eighth house of transformation. You transform, and you also, because you transform around that age where Saturn matures in your life, you transform, and while you transform, you also transform the environment in which you live. So while you are transforming the environment, you are transforming the relationship that you have with your father, with boss-like figures, with elderly people in your life. And what happens is that because of this transformation, suddenly you see some value in people like your father or boss or certain other kind of elderly figures, authoritative figures in your life, and you also start understanding the importance of responsibilities in your life. So although you will see that the astrological community might find it very difficult to explain this relationship between Sun and Saturn, because it is tough, it is difficult, but they always fail to recognize what kind of gold this whole process of heat and cold things coming together and training the person in a tough way to become gold. You are refining the gold. When you were born, you were already gold, but you were not refined enough. So this, you had to go through this process to refine yourself. Or the other way is that you were black coal, and now through this process you have become diamond. The reason why I've refrained from using the diamond example more is because diamond is associated with Venus. Venus is a different kind of energy, but then gold is something very much associated with sun. So I usually like to give that example, that you were kind of gold which was unrefined at the time of birth, and through the process of Sun and Saturn aspect, through this tough situation in life, especially coming from authoritative figures like father, you are going through a transformation, because Saturn is also bringing the element of transformation to become a very pure form of gold. So that is what I see as Sun Saturn aspects in a most simplistic and short way. I can go on and on about this, but then to be mindful of the duration of this video, I'll just stop here. Please leave your comments below, and what kind of astrological videos would you like to watch in future. The next video would be Moon and Saturn in a couple of days from now. But other than that, if you have some specific thoughts in your mind, specific questions in your mind, keep leave in the comments, and I'll try to open up with those questions and try to deal with them in short videos like this one. Thank you so much. Until next time, bye bye and namaste. Stay safe and stay blessed.